Hi everyone, welcome back to Life with Ari Plus. In my last video, we talked about my left hip being replaced, and in today's video, I'll be sharing some stories about the times I've fallen. So let's get into it. To film, I was hoping to upload before Christmas, but things just got crazy and I just got really busy. And I even stopped one day and I said, I'm just gonna film. But it felt rushed because, I was so busy doing things here and there and I didn't like the way it came out. So I didn't get a chance to show you guys my Christmas tree, and I've already put everything away only because I need the space and I just needed to go. I would love to keep it up longer, but like I said, I just needed the space. Let me know in the comments below if you guys are a person who puts your decorations away right away, or you guys wait until the 1st, or I even read like on the 11th of January. Some people wait until the 11th of January because it's bad luck or something like that. I don't know. So let me know in the comments what you guys do, if you guys' tree is already put away or it's still up. So the first time that I fell, it was around Christmas time, and this was before I had any of my hip replacements. And I was helping my mother-in-law decorate her Christmas tree, and I was going to go put on an ornament on the tree, and I noticed that a hook was missing. So I was walking back to the couch because we had set up, our little stationery stuff on the couch. And I went to go grab a hook, and all of a sudden I don't even know if I tripped over my own foot, if it was slippery, or I don't even know what happened. But I just fell. And luckily I fell back. So I kind of like fell on my butt. And it was just a shock to me because I'm very cautious about where I'm walking and where I'm going because I don't want to fall. The times that I have fallen, even before I've fallen, in my head, I'm thinking if I fall, I'm going to break something because I feel very fragile. I feel like my bones are not as strong and I'm gonna break something, whether it be my hip, my knee, anything that was bothering me at the time, which was my knee and my hip. So when I fell, I was just so worried that I broke a hip or, something happened. Oh, it was on my butt. Like I think it was on my right side. So this is like the worst hip. And I remember thinking like, crap, like hopefully, I'm just like feeling, I didn't want to move so much, but I'm just like trying to wiggle a little just to make sure nothing's broken, because if something's broken, I'm going to be screaming in pain. It was painful, but I know if I had broken something, it would have been worse. So here comes Steven to come pick me up, and he picks me up from behind. So, well, first he helps me sit down, and then he picks me up from behind, kind of like a bear hug. And then he helps me walk to the couch and he sits me down. So, and this time I'm thinking, great, now I'm not gonna be able to walk even more, because at this time in my life, I was struggling to walk already. And I was just thinking, oh, now I'm really not gonna be able to walk, and it's just gonna be so much more painful. So right away, Steven gives me my medicine, my naproxen, just an anti-inflammatory. So I take my medicine and I'm just sitting on the couch. I'm no longer hanging ornaments. My Christmas spirit is out the window. I'm still trying to be in the spirit, but I'm kind of sore, and I'm just sitting on the couch on the injured list. Okay. So, I just had to watch from afar. And it sucked because I had wished where I was healthy enough to fall and then just get back up on my own. And the way that I am now, even now, because I'm very cautious about where I'm walking, where I'm going, where I'm stepping. And it just sucks to know that if I were to fall, I can't help myself get back up. It's hard for me to get up off the floor. So I can sit myself down on the floor and get back up. It takes me a while, but I can do it. But if I am to fall, I cannot get up by myself. I need somebody to help me up. And it just sucks knowing that if anything were to happen to me, like I would need somebody to help me up. So it just sucks that I have to kind of depend on someone, even though I know Steven would be right there if something were to happen to me, or, you know, any other of my family members. They'd be right there to help me. But it just sucks knowing that I can't do it myself. So that was the first time I've fallen. My next fall was about a year and a half ago. I believe Charlie was already like 2. And there's some steps to get into my house. And I open the door and I step out onto the step and I come back in, but I'm coming back in backwards. Now, I've already had my right hip replaced, okay? At this point, my left hip was starting to ache. I'm coming back in, but I'm coming in backwards because I went out like this and then I put my right leg back to come back in backwards, but then turn around. So when I was coming back in, I didn't know Charlie was behind me. So when I put my foot down, I stepped on his foot and I got scared because I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to step on him. I kind of went back, but I was holding on to the door. And all of a sudden the door flung open and then there I go flying out the house. And I fell on my left side. I hit my left knee and I fell on my left, like my left hip area. So like on my side, but I also hit my knee on the ground. And I was crying, okay, because like my knee just like hit the pavement and it was so, it sounded hard. It probably wasn't that bad compared to my latest fall, but at the time it hurt, so I was crying. Here comes Steven. He's like, what happened? Like, you were just standing up. What happened? And I told him, well, I was coming back in, but I didn't know Charlie was behind me and I didn't want to step on him. And I just fell over because I was leaning onto the door and then the door flung open. And so Charlie, my poor Charlie, is right there on the ground crying, asking me if I'm okay and that he's sorry. So I was telling him it's not his fault. I'm sorry that I stepped on him. It's okay. I'm fine. And at the time, because I was crying, I was like, I'm fine. And so, you know, I'm just trying to console him. But so anyway, so Steven, there he goes again, sits me up, picks me up like a bear hug. And this time he didn't need to carry me. He just like let me lean on him because, you know, like I said, there's stairs to come in. So I had to lean on him to come up the stairs. So I came to lie down and it's kind of like, I don't know why it's like a drill, but if something happens or if I'm not feeling that great and I need assistance, the first thing to do is grab the naproxen. Grab the medicine so I'm not feeling it later on at night and I can just go to sleep if it is night, or I can just relax. So once I got into bed, he came and brought me my naproxen and luckily nothing was broken. My knee was hurting, but there was no bruise. So it was kind of weird because I do bruise easily, but I don't remember getting a bruise. But my left hip was throbbing and it hurt to like lean on it or like to lay on my side. So I had to lean to the right and, you know, I just took my medicine and I was able to sleep, luckily. And that was pretty much it. But like I said, when I fall, it's a different kind of fall for normal people because I'm scared I'm going to break something. So I think it's worse because when I know I'm going to fall or when I feel myself, you know, like I'm like, oh my God, and then I tense up and I can't necessarily put my hands out to catch myself because then I feel like my wrists will break because my wrists aren't that strong either and neither are my elbows. So I feel like the impact would just hurt more. So it's kind of best if I just go with the flow and just fall straight down. My latest fall was in July of this year, 2021. And I was going to throw out the trash in the front and Charlie came with me. So here we are walking to the trash can and it's dark. So it's already nighttime. So there I go. And I see the neighbor across the street outside and I'm over here being metiche, nosy, looking to see what they're doing because like I said, I'm nosy. So I was looking at what they're doing. I'm like this, trying to see what they're doing. I don't even know why I was staring that hard. You know, it's not like, what were they doing now that I think about it? I don't know, but they were outside, okay? And so I wanted to see what they were doing. And all of a sudden I look. Now, around this time, we were getting rid of these bunk beds. So the metal bars were outside, and they were outside because there's a metal man that comes and he's looking for metal, and he picks it up and he takes it. So I think that's why they were out there. And I'm walking, and then all of a sudden the light was already on because we went back to the cameras and the light was already on, but I don't remember seeing the light. But the light, according to the cameras, the light was on. And as soon as I turned, it was too late for me to notice that the damn bars were on the floor, and my foot steps on it and I slide. This was after my hip replacement, okay? After my left hip replacement. So both of my hips were already replaced at this time. And so I just remember my left leg going forward. And when I fell, I don't know if I tried to catch myself or what, but my left leg that went forward somehow went back. I don't know if, because maybe I tried to stand back up, but my left leg went back and I was kind of doing the split position. So my right leg went straight and my knee was bent backwards. So it's kind of like the splits, you know, like a beginner splits where you're going, one leg is going straight and then the other one's going back like that. That's how my knee was. And my knee hit the bars and I fell on my butt and I hit my tailbone and everything. So Charlie got scared. He screamed. And then I just told him, go get Nanny, which is his grandma. And he ran into the house. He was even carrying the trash bags. And I think he even ran carrying the trash bags, and he ran in the house. And all of a sudden, it was like 2 seconds, okay? That little boy was fast. And he came out. And then Steven's mom came out and she's like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Now, Steven had went around the block in his truck. And so Steven's brother comes and he's like, oh my God. So he called his younger brother, by the way. So he's calling Steven. He's like, Steven, Nicole just fell. You need to come home. He's like, okay, I'm coming. So here comes Steven coming down the street. I don't even know if he put his car in park or he just put the emergency brake on, but I just remember I saw his truck fly and then all of a sudden he was in front of me. What was crazy was that Charlie, he's right there. He was sobbing, but he wasn't sobbing. Like he was trying to hold himself together, asking me if I was okay. He's telling me I'm strong, that I got this, my poor baby. And he happened to record, I don't know, I don't know where he got it from, but he was recording this whole thing, okay? Not me falling, but when Steven and his mom were taking care of me. He didn't get like our faces or anything, but he got my knee down. And so I'll probably put a little clip. Like, no, yeah, this scraped the bars, but my knee was, it was slid like that and bent. This was pick it up over there. Mommy. Mommy. Oh? Like this. Oh. Mommy. 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 Yeah. I fell, baby. It's okay. It's okay. Mommy, and he is too much. Okay, I don't know what made him think, oh, let me record this moment. And yeah, so I had the biggest bruise on my left knee. Luckily, nothing was broken. Steven asked me if I wanted to go to the emergency, but I didn't want to go to the emergency. Nobody wants to go to the emergency, okay? Unless we absolutely need to, we don't want to go. I told him I'll see how I feel in the morning. If it's still swollen or if it's like really bad, we'll go to the emergency. And the next day was our nephew and niece's 5th and 2nd birthday. I was waddling at that birthday party because my knee was so swollen and so bruised. My butt felt bruised. So Steven had to pick me up and carry me. He wanted to carry me newlywed style, but I told him I felt like if my knees touched, it would just be too painful. So he kind of just picked me up how he always picks me up, which is like the bear hug. And he walked me all the way to the room and he laid me down on the bed. And of course, the first thing to do is get the naproxen, okay? He dosed me up and that was that. So I usually sleep with a pillow between my knees. It was kind of painful to sleep because it was so tender to the touch, my knee. And I'm just glad that I didn't break my knee or my hip didn't pop out of place because, you know, things like that do happen. And I'm just very thankful for that. That's pretty much it for my fallen stories. I'm pretty sure there was a couple more times where I've fallen, but those are like the main ones that I remember. The first one, because that was the first time that I fell. And then the second one was when I fell out the house. The third one is, you know, falling on the bars because I'm being nosy and I'm not paying attention. So yeah, but like I said, it's hard to fall when you have rheumatoid arthritis, and it's scary to fall because you're not sure if your bones can handle the impact. Your joints are already tender, they're already swollen, they're already inflamed. So to fall on top of that is just scary, and it just heightens my fear of falling. It heightens my fear of breaking something, and it heightens my fear of having to go to the emergency room because I do not want to go to the emergency room. And it's just scary because nobody wants to go through that pain. Okay, it's just added on pain on top of the pain we're already dealing with every day. So if you guys have fallen and you guys have rheumatoid arthritis, let me know what your guys' go-to is. If you guys have fallen multiple times, or if you guys have fallen, what did you guys do to help prevent yourself from feeling the pain afterwards? Mine is go to bed and take a naproxen. I remember one time I didn't fall, but I was getting out of the shower, and this was before I had any of my hips replaced, and if my legs spread too much, it was very painful. So when I was getting out of the shower, my foot slipped and my knee like cracked. And I don't even know if it was my knee or my hip, but something cracked, and that was painful too. Steven had to carry me down the stairs after the shower. So, you know, thank God for Steven coming to the rescue because he's carried me quite a few times. His poor back, his poor arms, you know, had to carry me. And that's pretty much it for my falls. So like I said, if you guys have fallen, let me know in the comments. I'd love to read them. And if you guys would like to stay tuned for my next video, because I have a great surprise for you guys. And I can't wait to share this upcoming new year with you guys. I hope you guys all have a fabulous and safe New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And I will see you guys in the new coming year, 2022.